Sanbonani. Ubonga lo. BONGA. Welcome to yet another banger and a blazer. Sinjelile bafowethu ukuthi siniphathele amancinci amasweet malekere. So usithole uJobe umondise uMantshana umsongo inzimbi igubaze umaphethe bafowethu. And before I proceed, I would like you to do the following, which I believe is a ritual by now. Like, subscribe, comment, notification bells, and the likes of such, etc., etc. Ngokuba why BONGA uhlezi aniphathele the lowdown. Bafowethu, today is a very special day kamampela, and hazin dala sipheka lento leyo, and I told you we're doing this for a bigger purpose and a cause. We have a very lovely and angazi, words could not define how unique this gentleman is, and without any further ado, I would like him to introduce
Thank you,
himself.
brother. I'm KAHLIS8. Nice to finally meet you, brother Bonga.
Yes, that's what's up.
Yeah, representing LA, but SA is my second home.
Yeah.
And so I love it here, man. I love it. And I'm blessed to be here.
Yeah. That's what's up. Oh man,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, KAHLIS, before we proceed, KAHLIS, can you please tell the viewers more how can they get hold of your social on socials? Yeah,
I'm KAHLIS8 on Instagram, KAHLIS the number 8, KAHLIS8 on YouTube, and my TikTok is Coming for Africa.
Yeah,
that's COMING number 4 AFRICA. And so yeah, man, y'all can check me out on there.
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's really for it. It's KAHLIS8. KAHLIS Bani 8.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. Just to be more specific for sure. You know, so just to get a clearer picture of what KAHLIS is all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
man.
So let's begin. Where were you brought and raised?
Yeah. I was born in Baltimore, Maryland, which is like 4 hours from New York.
Wow.
My mama and my uncle, aunt, and grandmother raised me. I grew up in the arts. My mother was an actress. Okay. My brother is an actor and director. My sister's a producer. So I've always been around the arts. And so my aunt actually was one of the first people to tell me about coming to Africa. She was a teacher, so she taught in Liberia. And so she would always tell me stories, and then my grandmother was teaching me Swahili.
Wow.
We grew up celebrating Kwanzaa, so I had a Pan-African household. Like, if you think of Dr. Umar, my uncle was like Dr. Umar before social media. Like, he would wear the kente cloth and tell me stories and tell me how important it is to be a black man. And so it was inevitable for me to come to the continent, man, and South Africa just happened to be my first stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to South Africa, shout out to Mzansi. You know we do, you know, but commodity from the other side of the world, courtesy of the Khotso Current Network, BONGA. So okay. Whoa, okay, you said New York, ne? Then how did you all the way to
Baltimore, but it's like 4 hours from New York. I'm just giving people that it's not from the States. Like,
because New York is like LA, you know. So how do you get from New York to LA?
So my mother is from Baltimore. My father is from Compton. So I always would go back and forth to LA to visit. I have siblings out there. My brother eventually moved out there. My sister was raised out there. So coming to LA was always a thing. And then I tried college for my mother, and I couldn't do it. So I dropped out, and I was like, my mother had moved back to LA from Baltimore because she was an actress. So before she lived in Baltimore, when she was pregnant with me, she moved from LA back there.
I see.
So that's why I was raised there. I could have been an LA baby.
And
so yeah, I just came back, man, and I was acting, I was modeling, so that's where you go. It's either New York or LA.
Oh, I see.
And I picked LA.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So how was life, Jay, in Baltimore? You were very young, in LA as time progressed.
I was there till I was 19. Then I moved to LA.
Oh, you were 19 when you. Okay. So,
Baltimore is grimy, man. It's funny, like. I was in I went to like Summit and Hillbrow, and people were like, yo,
Hillbrow, scary. Did you hear that? The man was in Hillbrow and people were like, hey, wait now, what are you doing in this life?
I had to see the nyash. No, but nah, I wanted to, see like what's up, man.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Baltimore. It's grimy, it's urban, it's a lot of hustlers.
Yeah.
You can get robbed. And so, I had to be street smart.
Yeah.
And so even coming here was like, oh man, like I can adjust. I know what's up.
Legit.
And in LA is like gang culture. It's like
my
dad's side is from Compton, so all my cousins are like Bloods.
Crabs and
like
Bloods
that.
and like that.
Yeah, man. And so it made me sharp too, but I was blessed that they always kept me from the street life. They knew that I was on a creative path, and they encouraged me to do
You know
what I mean?
Shout out to that. Yeah.
Shout out to my cousins.
Yeah, shout out to his cousins. Yeah. and something that I've heard from most people who come from that side into Joburg CBD, most of them say that Joburg reminds them a lot of New York, the Big Apple.
Absolutely.
And there are some people who've actually labeled Joburg CBD as the Big Apple of Africa.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. No, that's an accurate depiction. I think it reminds me when I was staying in Newtown. That reminded me of like Brooklyn. High-rise buildings. Everybody's busy. Everybody's going to work. You can get food on the street.
Legit. Yeah.
So it's definitely like a New York.
Because you know what I feel. I feel like most of the time I get around now, we see the States on Godi TV and whatnot, and what they depict most of the time is actually the lovelier side of things. So they don't actually show you understand, that the more like the day-to-day hustles, And I mean, there was from my personal experiences, I thought there was no street dwelling people, like street kids in New York or in USA.
No, man. New York is heavy. I do have fam in New York. And shout out to the Frasers.
Yes.
But my mother always would take me to New York, she would take me to Harlem and places that she went as an actress, to the Apollo Theater. And I've been there as an adult, and it's definitely like street kids. There's definitely homeless people. You can see the glamorous part on TV. America is a big commercial, so they have a great way to showing this life on TV.
What sticks out the most, and especially when we had a conversation earlier on, was the wars between rappers and whatnot, which I have to be sincere here. It's saddening, because these are vibrant brothers and sisters who are shooting each other, instead of embracing one another. So in your experiences, Butwami, how was the gang and the shootings and just the vibe of the culture in your upbringing, and how did it have like an impact or an effect in your life, in your experiences?
First off, Gia Bonga Butiwam.
Yes. By the way, my name is Bonga. So Gia Bonga Butiwam.
So is that part grateful? Is that thankful?
Grateful.
Okay.
So
your
my
name literally means
grateful.
That's dope, man.
Like being grateful to He who is enthroned in the vast and infinite horizons. Hallelujah, Lord. Hallelujah.
Man.
But
no, what you're talking about is a serious topic, man. Like we're talking about off camera, like King Von, Julio.
You're so correct.
I say the biggest difference culturally I see, like in the States, people talk the rap music is about like violence and selling drugs and gang culture.
Correct, yeah.
It's a big popular part of it. There are conscious rappers like the J. Cole's. The
yeah. Shout out to Cole.
Yeah,
I love Cole, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But in here, when I saw like, you know, Casper's not talking about selling dope.
Yeah, you're
like,
so correct.
Yeah,
you are so correct.
The same thing with AKA and all, you know. So
legit.
It's dope that I saw rappers having a positive note.
Yeah.
And so when tragedies happen here, even with AKA and I saw DJ Somebody, just different situations, you know. RP to them and their families. My condolences.
Amen.
It's shocking to us because you know, for me, I felt like y'all set the standard for like hip hop in Africa.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
Continent.
You're so correct.
Because Nigeria would be more Afro beats, but hip hop.
Hip hop, yeah.
And then Piano took off. You know,
you're so correct.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, legit.
So culturally, I would say that's the biggest difference, that we do kind of glorify violence and gang culture more in America than I see people in South Africa when it comes to the industry.
Yeah. But in more social terms, like personal things, did you yourself witness the violence and the guns and whatnot?
Oh yeah, man. Growing up in Baltimore, the first time I saw somebody get shot, I was 11.
Wow.
And I was like, and I didn't really process it. I just saw them laying on the ground and I saw blood and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's like kind of like just being an innocent kid and never seeing that on TV yet.
Okay.
I was like, damn, what's that? And I realized later, I was like, oh, wow.
Oh.
You know?
I see.
I see. It was a time where I was on the basketball court with my mother, and that's how I knew my mother loved me. Like, God bless her soul. She passed in 2018. She's here with me as an ancestor.
Amen.
But these guys were playing basketball.
Yeah.
And one of them got mad because they lost a bet.
Oh.
He started shooting at the court, and his kids and everybody. My mother grabbed me and she covered me.
Wow.
Basically, like, she was willing to take a bullet from me.
Wow.
And so, at a young age, I understood the violence and how life is short. I didn't think I was going to live long. Yeah. And I think that's the mentality with a lot of kids in the inner city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know why I was asking you that? It's because I myself, my own father was shot 9 times to the head and he died. You remember where? So, yeah. And I am trying to like raise a sort of an awareness to, you know, because you'll never know how much of an impact you can have, and a positive impact, you know, just to encourage, you understand, because that's why I also salute the power of social media. You understand, because I believe in any state, whether South Africa, whether LA, whether it's Compton, whether it's New York, whether it's Cincinnati, whether it's Chicago, whether anywhere around the world, guns and gun violences are just a moral decay to the beautiful fabric of these morally beautiful lives and individuals. And so before to guns, definitely no. Yeah.
Put the guns down.
Yeah, so correct. Yeah. So, Budum Tala. So, okay. You said you went to varsity, but unfortunately,
I dropped out.
Why was that?
Man, I'll be honest, I never really wanted to go to school. I hated school. I was always a creative.
Wow.
And so I had tried to get into the Baltimore School for the Arts.
Okay.
My brother ended up going there. Shout out to Thomas.
Shout out to Thomas.
But yeah, I got in their program. It's called Twigs, and it's like a summer program, and you can do drama. So I was studying Shakespeare and all these things. That's where Tupac went to school, by the way.
Wow.
And one of his best friends is my mentor.
Wow.
And so shout out to Darren, Keith Bassfield. And so man, I always was enthralled in the arts, and so when I was going to, my mother sent me to an all-boy Muslim private school.
Okay.
And she wanted me to have discipline because she thought I was going to get a girl pregnant or something. Like, all my friends were wilding.
Wow.
So she was like, you're going to an all-boy private school and you're going to get this discipline.
Yeah.
And I hated it because it suffocated my creativity.
Oh, I see.
And I wanted something else. And so I would be doodling in class, and my teacher was like, you're intelligent, but you don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
And so that kind of followed me into college as well.
Oh.
And that's when I decided that I was going to go for it.
Okay.
You know, whatever that was. And I didn't know that it would ever come to social media.
Okay.
But my journey was acting. I mean, I've been acting since I was a kid.
Okay.
My mother put me in 2 films. One of them was Meteor Man.
Okay.
So that, but I was a baby in that.
Okay.
I was an extra, but I was in it.
Okay.
And then this show called The Corner.
The Corner. Okay.
Yeah. And it was a precursor to The Wire. And so
I remember The Wire. Yeah.
And so it just always was in me, man.
Okay. Yeah. So when you were misunderstood,
I was, yes.
Yeah, because you are unique. You understand? Yeah. So shout out to that. So your social media, when did it start?
Yeah, I officially say I started in 2020.
Okay.
Before that, I was very private on social media. I would just post stuff on my family or like a little vacation, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I started when I first came here in December 2020. I started to document my journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so from there, I came back to the States. I was only supposed to stay for a month.
Wow.
And I was so captivated by culture here.
Yes.
Going outside every day and hearing I'm a piano, hearing Jola. You know what I mean? I'm like,
this is nice, yo.
And I'm like, yo, I gotta stay here.
Yeah.
I came back a second time, and that's when I ran into a YouTuber named Julian Albino.
Okay.
He put me in one of his videos, and I started my YouTube journey.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it was just like, almost like you were saying, you were made for this, like when it comes to interviewing and stuff.
You are so correct.
When stuff happens like that naturally, I feel like God is putting in your path.
Yeah.
So I just kept going with it.
That's something I always tell Hart. There are some things that were just pre-orchestrated and ordained by His grace, because I believe for it. Hence, that is why scripturally He says, I have known you before you even conceived. I have known and ordained you for a specific purpose. So shout out to the one who is enthroned in the vast and infinite horizon. Hallelujah. Yeah. Okay. So Alhamdulillah. So your first visit to SA, what was the inspiration and why SA?
Yeah. So lockdown was happening. It was the pandemic, right? And so I was like, bro, I want to go somewhere. I need to get out of here.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to come to Africa.
Wow.
So I was like, where do I go? Is it Kenya? Is it Nigeria? Is it Ghana?
Yeah.
And my cousin was like, yo, you should go to South Africa.
Yes.
Like, what's in South Africa? Like, I didn't have like a visual of what it looked like.
Yeah.
And so I started looking up Kings of Joburg. I started looking up I'm a Piano and looking at the music videos and seeing. And then it gave me a idea of the culture. I was
like a window. Into
And so he was like, man, I gotta postpone. I'm coming in January. And I said, no, I'm going. And I booked my ticket. I got here like December 19th. 2020.
Wow.
And from there it was a wrap.
Okay. So your visit to South Africa, was it the first visit into Africa as a continent as a whole?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So what was your first experience like when you first landed in South Africa?
Man. So I got off the plane. I got an Uber to Mambo Name.
Okay, Mambo Name. Shut up, Mambo Name.
I booked the Airbnb there, and I just saw people dancing in the streets.
Wow.
And it was like I'm a piano blasting. You could see JoJo's rooftop.
Wow.
Right? And so that was like my first. I just felt it. And at the time, now I have a Zulu tutor and all that, but at the time I didn't understand anything.
Wow.
But it touched me that I could hear the music. And I didn't know what they were saying.
Okay.
But like my heart felt it.
Wow.
It was like a connection. It was like the soul, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost like the spirit of Ubuntu, but that's more channeled through the people.
Spirit of Ubuntu. Salute to that.
But it was like welcome home.
Wow.
That's how I felt.
Wow.
Yeah. And the second I would say is Heritage Day. I dressed up. My friends got me like a umkele.
This is nice.
They got me
all
that. Yeah. And I went to a braai and people were talking to me in Zulu. I was like, I don't know what you're saying, but but it made me feel at home. Like it was just something. The fact that I can be a stranger, and come here, and people treat me like I'm family, and tell me welcome home, brother. That's how I learned like Sabona,
That's priceless.
Like I learned that because somebody pulled me aside when I didn't greet them. And that doesn't happen in the States. You walk by people in the States.
Okay.
You don't even say nothing to your own brother, but it was like, brother, you need to talk to me.
Okay.
I wanted to ask for directions. They're like, no, I need to teach you how to greet people.
Okay.
And just like,
wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Real family, real community.
Bro.
Yeah, for real.
For real. And then, coming. Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm going to Tina, when you're always watching like Goma TV, you always see these yellow calves and taxi. And I find it strange because like, how do you stop a taxi?
Well, they don't stop for us. I'll tell you, New York, it's a thing.
In New York, like
if you black, it's like
they don't stop.
Because they think you gonna rob them. So like here, I don't know how y'all do it. The taxis here go hard. The taxis are gangsters here, so they not scared of you. It's a different vibe when it comes to the taxi thing.
Because I'm asking this question.
Why? What's up?
Because I gotta know this side, man. There's a sign for almost anywhere you wanna go.
Yes.
For instance, if you wanna like be locally, just go down. And then if you wanna be Jersey, Jersey, this is like West Dean. This is Honeydew, and this is like Orange Farm, this is Crossroads, and this is Ndingilizi, so there's a sign for almost any
section
you wanna go to.
Got you.
And then I'm like checking like on TV and these yellow cabs. People go like hey, which I find very hilarious. And funny that you've mentioned it because they don't stop. I never knew that. If you're a black dude,
that's the thing. For real.
Yeah. And okay. The Mexicano type of culture and vibe. Donald Trump, because he's always making comments on the Mexican tribes, and would you tell us more on that? Because Tina's way clueless.
I think almost like, and this is why I think South Africa and Black Americans have like we mirror each other, right? Like our experiences.
Okay.
So here, like, y'all have a immigration issue, or I see it being spoken
You are
about.
so correct.
That is something that is politicized in the States. So Trump is using Mexicans as an example to enrage and cause division amongst other people. It's like these people are coming here taking out jobs. These people are coming here and they're murderers and killers.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And even if it's a small percentage of that is true, he is
leeching on it.
Yeah. And what I think they call whistleblowing, like he's putting something out there to create disruption. And so in LA specifically, even with the gangs, almost like in Cape Town, you got like colored people, right? We have black people and we're Mexicans. And some of them fight or like just are straight up racist and hate each other just because of color. That is something that exacerbates that. And so I believe in agendas. I believe in we call conspiracy theories, right? But I believe that there's an agenda for black and brown people to hate each other. And so that is something that's perpetuated by Trump. You know, in my opinion.
Yeah, in your opinion, yeah.
And so that's what I would say that's about.
Oh, I see.
Because LA is heavily, it's a lot of Mexican people there.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
That used to be their land. And so it turned into LA. But that used to be,
see.
You know what I mean?
I see. So, yeah.
Rightfully so, even how we look at like slavery and
yeah.
They do have a right to that, but the powers that be are always going to do things that benefit them.
Yeah.
And suppress the people that are below the poverty level or even middle class, which I don't even think exists anymore.
Okay.
I think you're either rich or you're poor now, especially in the States.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For instance, where's this Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, yeah.
They're not like us.
They're not like us.
Yo, this song went boom.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Being there in Compton, he shot his video in Compton.
Yeah.
A couple of my homies were there recording and showing.
Yeah.
That thing, so Kendrick to LA is like maybe MT or A-Reese, whoever is like the
like yes, makes sense. Yeah.
And I think that worked because people were tired of the industry gatekeeping, and so when you see
I see
a Drake, right, and I love Drake, don't get me wrong,
we love you too, Drake.
Drake is like, he's like the leader. He's like the leader of rap, right?
Yeah.
But the way they're doing the system is that nobody can knock him down. You know what I mean? Numbers are being played with.
Okay.
And so you see a guy like Kendrick, he wants to bring hip hop back. And that was important to the city, especially because we lost Nipsey. Nipsey was the last person that was like the Pac of LA.
Okay.
I think it was perfect alignment going back into divine timing and things happening for a reason. Like Kendrick had to take that spot, and so that was just circumstantial. And I think Drake kind of underestimated him.
Yeah,
but that's LA.
Yeah, that's LA, bro.
LA, we're fighters. We're people that believe in our community and don't take no stuff. And never turn down a fade. So
that guy, bro.
You know what I mean?
He raised the LA flag to the core, bro. That guy was literally like doing the crip walk, bro.
Yeah.
On the hopscotch, bro.
Yeah.
Who does that, bro? Wow. Like, bro, did you see?
Yeah, you got it better than me. I know how to crip walk.
Yeah. Yes.
You can't see my feet.
Bro, shout out to Kendrick, bro.
Shout out to Kendrick.
You know, shout out to Kendrick, you know, But I just have to embrace, because you know why? Why? It's because people don't realize the similarities between South Africa and the States. You understand that? So we kind of relate when Kendrick did that, especially they're not like us type of, you understand? Because they were raising the flag of where they are Kasi, for instance, like, because they don't even know that we have projects too, because we do have projects, you know, like your RDPs, residential development projects, which were done by the post-apartheid regime, where they were,
that's like your version of, or like a township.
You understand, where they were segregating, and the strangest thing, La Mzansi, these people were actually, for instance, Soweto. Southwestern Township. Soweto is the biggest township in South Africa.
Wow.
And if you can look how you understand, and if you can look how Soweto was designed, you'll see that these people were masterminds of divide and conquer.
Wow.
For instance, Naledi. There's a section called Naledi, and if you can go to Naledi today, you'll find Sotho speaking people.
Okay.
If you go to Zola is a Zulu bird, you'll find Zulus. If you go to Shiawelo, you'll find Vatsonga, which is the Shangaan speaking people. So not only were these people, the apartheid regime designed this massive township, they actually segregated it to divide.
Wow.
But natively, according to
amongst different tribes.
Yes, we understand.
Okay.
And that creates friction to this very day. Because Soweto is not as unite to this very day.
Wow.
You understand? It's almost the same scenario to these rappers who are shooting each other. For instance, the King Von and the O Block and the A Block type of vibes. Because now, if you are from Ezola and there's guys from Naledi, the strangest thing is that it's like it's only divided by a road.
Wow.
You understand that? But you understand that the division which the oppressors have created in the minds of our black masses, you understand, which were polluting our thoughts and not embracing each other for being black brothers. That's what's up. Yeah, man. So tell us more, Jay, on your experiences, Jay, locally.
Yeah, man. I'll say so. I went through the 2020, right? 2020. Came back in 2021. I went to the elephant sanctuary.
Okay.
Which was incredible.
Wow.
Got to feed the elephants. Got to walk with them, take pictures and video.
Bro.
I went to Kwamamai, which was incredible because, my following gave me a Zulu name. Yeah. And so it was important to Kanya is my Zulu name.
Yeah.
Which means the
Kanya, Sugani Mapoze.
Got up here the light. So I shine bright. Yeah. And so, but yeah, that was an amazing experience, man. Seeing everybody out there, Brian, and this unity, and people would tell you, it's dangerous, don't go there, and then you go and it's love, and you see peace. I mean, I'm not saying nothing happened.
Yeah. I did. Fair enough.
There's a level of fear that they want to instill in us to not go to South Africa specifically.
I see.
And even within the community, like telling South Africans is dangerous, so they don't go. Okay. So they don't, almost like when they say, oh, you get out the hood and then you don't come back, right? Like you go to Santa and you don't want to come. It's like, it's because once you get to that position, they're telling you that you're either better or you can't be around those people no more. Like, that's beneath you. But I always remember where I come from.
So
for me, it was like innate to go to the Kasi, to go to
because I mean your experiences with the hood, you know, I mean you are streetwise enough to understand and to just your way around. You understand? Because in the end, that's what people don't understand. With Ekzineni, you're not going out to meet wild animals. You're actually going out to meet humans. You understand?
When I do want to add, I took a bus ride from Cape Town all the way up to Joburg, and that was beautiful. I got to see a lot of sights. Is it Bloemfontein? I got to see Bloemfontein on the way up. And then Mpumalanga as of recently. That was very amazing. Very beautiful. I can't wait to go back. Peaceful, feeling safe, feeling kids playing soccer. Cows, chasing me and little goats. But that's the kind of country life. I didn't grow up in that. I grew up in the city, and so to see that, and to see the real South Africa, right? Not, what they show.
Not a perception or not a view or not an opinion, but the actual essence of this vibrant, beautiful country.
And I think I do want to add this because people would talk trash about townships in different places, right? But when I was in Mpumalanga, I saw people, even if you could consider somebody poor, right? I wouldn't label that, but they have cows, they have land, they're growing things, they have things to sustain their lifestyle. If you're poor in the States, you on government,
some maintenance support and whatnot.
And so even life here where you would think is like, oh, you're not rich so you can't be happy, it's like, no, it's people that are happier.
Because they've learned to be content with the small that they have and to make something. When life had thrown a lemon at them, they had, instead of making lemonade, they actually took the seeds and planted it into a lemon tree. Yes. You understand? To create more lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of black wealth here. I want to say that too.
Wow.
That's a big misconception.
Yeah, you're so correct.
People don't.
Yeah.
It's real wealth, like generational, like my grandmother owned it, and they passed this down. And
you're so correct. Yeah. Because the greatest perception I have heard of many people coming into South Africa is many people think jungle.
Yes.
Yeah, like I've been running around in bushes.
Right.
with
Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
Like this, like what they showed us growing up.
Yeah. Like what's this? Ultimate Survival.
Yes.
Well, we're running with spears and chasing after warthogs, and only to find out we're more urban and more. So many, you understand,
The richest square mile is here in Sanson, right?
Imagine, the richest square mile in Africa.
Africa.
Wow, it's Santon City. So that speaks volumes on its own before you do. So that's something I also want to tell the masses, which South Africa, never take yourself grantedly before you do. You are something else. Ni powerhouse, royal salute.
Semunye.
Danko lasinamba semunye nzwileni. Sukani mabhozeni usuthole mabhesha ankone. Yeah. Oh, you said your name is Kanya, ne?
Kanya.
The South African name.
Yes.
How did that come about?
I was I was shooting in Mamba name.
Yeah.
And I was interviewing people in the streets, and everybody was saying KAHLIS8, but they were calling me KAHLIS8 because the HL in Zulu was the click, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, you need a Zulu name. And they were saying like Kanye, because they were saying I look like Kanye West or something. So they went to Kanye and they were like, yo, you're the light. Because people started calling me Yellow Bone. So it was like, no, you're the light. And so it kind of stuck with me. Because KAHLIS8 is my real middle name.
Oh.
And it means pure in Arabic.
Wow.
And so when I saw the light and pure, I was like, wow, like that's divine.
Okay.
I'm going to run with that name.
Shout out to that, bro. I just believe that it was predestined.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, because I also believe in energies. I also believe in God. So I believe that God was giving you a name. Like, this is your African name. You understand? If you were born and bred in South Africa, you'd most probably be Kanya.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
That's what's up,
And a big part of my journey, too, is my mother. When you were talking about Soweto, I spread some of her ashes in Soweto.
Oh,
and so it was special for me to be there because she loved Mandela. That was like all in my household.
Wow.
And so I think she is my ancestor that guided me here.
Okay.
A lot of stuff, even this opportunity, I think that just happened.
Wow,
And I'm definitely guided her in my heart.
Wow.
And so I'm truly blessed.
That's powerful, brother. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
Yo, Buffett, I have no words to define how this man, Ukanya, is bringing Ukanya in me. Yeah, he's enlightening me before to courtesy of Khotokara Network and Network Channel before to BONGA NGA, just embracing the diversities between two beautiful states before which is USA and yours truly Umzansi. So in brief closing, how long have you been on our beautiful shores?
I've been here since December.
Wow.
And I just love it, man. I went to Cape Town.
Wow.
For the first time.
Wow.
Western Cape. I got to see a Khoisan village. It's a Khoisan. Hold up. Tell me how to say it properly. Am I saying it wrong? Khoisan. It's a township in Hout Bay. I interviewed some colored brothers that are there, and they were rough, but they were like, shout out to LA. We listen to Snoop and all that, and wanted to take pictures and videos. So I'll be dropping that.
That's what's up.
They showed me They told me y'all got better weed here, but I don't know if I can say that on YouTube.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it was dope seeing Western Cape. I got to go to KAHLIS8.
KAHLIS8.
Went to Rand's and partied in the Casa. It was beautiful.
Wow.
And so that was dope, man.
Yeah.
And coming back to Joburg has been, you know, just so nostalgic for me because that's my favorite place and that's the first place that I went.
Okay.
You know
Okay. Yeah.
Love. And
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm going to this Joburg Film Festival. That's what I'm excited for now.
Okay. A personal question. This is from me for you.
Yes.
Have you ever been like arrested?
Yes.
Oh.
When I was 19. I got locked up for having a joint, which is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
How long?
Yeah.
Oh, back at home. Okay.
It was illegal. Yeah.
Wow.
And I spent 3 days in there, and I got out.
Yeah.
And my mother and aunt got me a good lawyer, and it's no longer on my case. You can't. It's erased.
How did you maneuver that?
I don't know. Cold drink money. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, man. So that side is also a cold drink type of vibe, isn't it?
I'm joking. I mean, it's not as. It's a different structure.
Oh, different.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this side,
But I
cold drink, metro, metro police, SAPS.
I wish.
Yeah, 50 rand.
But I almost got locked up here, and it's on TikTok.
Okay.
All that.
Okay.
I was in Newtown CBD.
Okay.
And they pulled over the Uber. They did one of those stops. You know how they just flag people down?
Yes.
And so they flagged me down. And then they searched me instead of the Uber driver. They went through my book bag, everything. So I just started recording because I'm like, in the States, this is what you do. If you get pulled up by the police, pull out your phone.
Thank you.
And so I was doing that, and the officer said, who gave you permission to record? She said that it's illegal to record here because I'm disrupting investigation. Something like she told me like some charge that I would get.
I think that's an excuse.
Right.
They just want this thing. And it's like, hey, this guy was exposed to cold drinks. But also another thing which I've been hearing a lot in the States is the police brutality.
Yeah.
And a sense of police racial violences against the black community. Yeah. Tell us more about that.
That's a real thing, man. Growing up, I would be walking home in Baltimore from school in uniform. And the police will pull up and you gotta search, you get your hands against the wall. Like, they'll harass you. You know what I mean? And they don't have to have a reason to.
Jesus.
I've been pulled over several times.
Jesus.
No reason. Searching the car, you know. And God, you know, I'm blessed, alhamdulillah, that I didn't get in nothing. You know, I wasn't. But it exists. They will definitely harass you just because you're a black man in a Vaughn neighborhood or in a nice car. And so when we saw, when we see the situations that led up to the Black Lives Matter movement, right? I think people are just fed up. Because so many people were getting killed and unarmed. And you could just see you could see the for example, it was this school shooter. I don't know his name. I can't think of his name.
I remember that.
But the cops locked him up, and on the way to jail, they took him to Burger King. Right? Like, this person...
He was a white kid.
He's a white kid.
Bro.
But a black man that's unarmed can get unalived. You know what I mean? And so, it is a thing. And even here, I had to adjust, you know, if I'm getting pulled over or something, like, we just think danger when it's police, where your police usually more so want to help you or talk to you. In the States, it's not even like that. Even some black officers. But I would say it's most of the unalivings we saw were white officers with black men.
I see.
But even black officers, you know, it's a game. Police is a game. That's just another game in the States, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hate Buffet too. It's been a pot and a half of cooking stew. But it's been such a beautiful pleasure, man. And I just wish we could do this more, man, because right now my brain is just a buzz, bruh. I just could go on for 10 years, man, you know, because I'm really fascinated about, you know, that is why, because I myself wish to go and, you know.
Gotta come, man.
Yeah, man. BONGA, just watch the space. One day I'll be vlogging in the streets of LA. You know?
Selfies with Chris Brown or something.
He was on the Chris Brown concert because when he came, you remember,
were you filming?
Soccer City.
Yeah.
FNP Stadium.
Were you filming?
I did it live, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's dope.
Yeah. Bafowethu niyazi ukuthi siyenza kangakanani le ndaba lena. Ubonga lo usithole uJobe uMondisi omanjani umsongo wensimbi bafowethu ikubaza uMaphethe. Usuthu olumabheshwa nkone bafowethu. God's grace is beyond any oral description bafowethu. Mina igama lami ubonga lichaza ukuthini? To appreciate. So bafowethu, I appreciate this very hour no Butomdala lana. So Butomdala way forward actually on the social media landscape. Yeah.
Where they can find me?
Yeah.
KAHLIS8, KAHLIS8 on Instagram and on YouTube. And on Twitter, but it's an underscore between the KAHLIS and the 8 on Twitter.
Yeah.
On TikTok is coming the number 4 Africa.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you have in store for them? Like what are you cooking? Like
I'm cooking
in terms of content lately.
Yeah, man. I've been shooting a lot of vlogs. I know y'all been waiting because I've been dropping slow. I ain't gonna lie. I might need a PA if you're watching this. But well, I got somebody, but you know, back up. But I'm working on a documentary.
Okay,
that's what I was doing in the Khoisan village. Khoisan village.
Okay. Like documenting your journey.
Documenting the journey and documenting the history of the colored people in Cape Town. It was District 6. So we went to Cap.
Okay.
And then when we were at Hout Bay, we went to the Khoisan. It was more of they call it Khoisan village, but it's like a township.
Okay.
And so I'm cooking up that.
Okay.
And more podcasts. Really working on putting out more content, you know what I mean? Because to be honest, as I've been doing this for 4 years, but I still feel like every step I'm at a new height, you know what I mean? I'm at a new challenge. And so just working on putting out good quality content.
And musically, do you do music?
I used to do music.
Wow.
So I kind of retired from that. I would say film. Look out for film. I will be shooting a short here. I will be shooting an independent film here.
I see.
And so
what kind of music were you doing?
So I was singing and rapping. More so serious on the rapping tip.
Yeah. Like soulful type of melodies.
Yeah, more like a J. Cole, like more conscious vibe, you know what I mean?
Let's know.
Salute. So maybe I'll drop something one day here. But my music, man, it kind of like it's so personal. It's hard to like.
Oh, I understand. I understand.
But with the content, you know, in conversation,
yes.
telling people
more
stories
social,
that's more natural, and the film.
Okay,
that's more my
that's
vibe.
what's up. The man really is Ukanya. He's just a dawn of light and a fresh air of it, which I have to embrace him. On the mass embrace. That's all we have for today on the mass embrace. Hit us up on DM us, send us messages. And who knows, maybe we could rope him in next time. Because you know why? We want you, the viewers, to send us messages and questions of what would you want to know from Umalume Uspozo right here, you understand? So before to hit us up on our social pages and just send us messagings and ask us questions, before to who knows, we could be cooking up more of a storm, you understand? But that's all we have time for. That was very informative. Yeah, very enlightening, before to And I have to thank Umalume again, bafowethu. I have to thank yeah. This is nice. This is beautiful.